What's up guys, Kingdra here. Today I'm gonna bring you the Gyarados deck. Yeah, this is not the old Gyarados EX. This is the newest shiny Gyarados with Wild Swing. So, it only does 20 damage with 2 energy, which sucks. But well, if you are cruel enough to sack off your teammates, then this can deal upwards of 140 damage. Yeah, this thing is broken. Now before we get into it, don't forget to suffer free and like the video, and do not forget to check out some of my video guides on the channel. So now let's begin. Okay, Gyarados is actually quite tanky as well with 130 HP, which is kind of like EX Pokemon already. So yeah, it deals tons of damage, it ends game fast. And of course, we pair him with the Fisherman. Okay, so flip 3 coins for each hat. One water Pokemon is chosen at random from your discard pile and put into your hand. So if you are okay at flipping heads, then you will be able to utilize this deck well. Yeah, just have to be okay. Sometimes you need 3 heads to win a game. It sucks, but well, sometimes miracles do happen. So with this deck, as you can see, we don't have many supporter cards, because we are putting in a ton of Pokemon for Gyarados to discard. So we have 2 Magikarps, obviously. So let's check out the newest Magikarp with Splashing Dodge. Sometimes you do need to buy yourself some time, which is why I put this one here. Flip a coin if heads. The next turn, any damage or, status conditions will not affect this Magikarp. Yeah, this thing is okay. If you are good at flipping heads, it's just sticks to the board until you have enough energy. So if you're in a pinch, put this Magikarp in front. And then we also have Horsea and Kingdra in the deck, because they are pretty strong as early attackers. So Horsea, 1 energy deal 30 damage. You don't see that very often, but of course at the cost of its health being only 50. So sometimes if you see your opponent playing baby Pokemon or potentially playing baby Pokemon, put Horsea in front if you're going second. They charge up 1 energy and then you knock them out the next turn, getting 1 early point. And then you only have to take out 1 EX Pokemon to get the job done. So Horsea, pretty decent. And Kingdra is another new card. So with just 2 energy, you deal 90 damage. And also it traps your opponent's Pokemon. Not being able to retreat is quite huge in this game, because sometimes you need to cycle your Pokemon to spread out the damage and not lose the game instantly. So Kingdra does trap your opponents, and this is why Kingdra is quite good. But of course, if they go for Lyra, then they can get their Pokemon out of the active spot, because that is not a retreat, it's a supporter effect. Anyway, Kingdra does get you a lot of early kills, so if you're going second and if they are not able to draw into the evolution cards, then maybe you can just win the game off your first attack. I mean, how quick is that? So now, the other basic Pokemon here is Pyukumuku. I mean, this thing, I've never liked this as a Pokemon before, because it's so annoying. It's got inners out in the real game as well. So inners out in Pokemon Pocket TCG is if you knock this out with an attack, then it deals 50 damage to the attacking Pokemon. But bear in mind, status effects like poison, burn does not trigger this. So if you're up against like an Incineroar and it burns you and you die, then you don't deal that 50 damage. But a lot of times, this thing is so annoying that people are afraid of knocking it out. So, again, if you need to buy some time, put Pyukumuku in front. And well, after, taking a look at the cards, I thought, sometimes I do need the early game attacks. So if I have Pyukumuku in front tanking, I need to retreat it out with X speed quickly so I can attack with my Kingdra or my Gyarados as soon as possible. So that's why I bring X speed. Fishing Net is great. You can definitely bring 1 water type X Pokemon from a discard pile into your hand. So if you're not good with Fisherman, then the Fishing Net does save your life. and 2 rare candies to evolve into the Kingdra, of course. 2 Pokeballs, 2 Pokeball Professors Researchers, and 1 Sabrina. I added a Sabrina because a lot of times, you need to kill off one specific target, and Sabrina helps you with that. So if you only need 1 more point and they have a huge Pokemon EX in front and your Gyarados does not have enough guys to sacrifice, then use Sabrina into a basic Pokemon and you discard enough Pokemon to take that KO, and that wins you games. And that is the strength of Gyarados. So without further ado, let's jump right into some games and see how good Gyarados really is. But of course, do not forget to check out some of my other guides which are on the channel, and there are more to come. So don't forget to slap the like button and sub for free. Alright, we're up against a Skarm. So yeah, this deck is very, very defensive. So with Steel Wing, it does 70 damage. And next turn, the Skarmory takes minus 20 damage from attacks. This is actually quite insane. If they get off the Steel Wing first, then Gyarados cannot kill it from full, even if you discard 3 Pokemon. Because Gyarados, if you still don't remember, deals 140 damage if you sack off 3 Pokemon from your bench. So I guess early game I have to rely on my Kingdra, because I already got all the pieces. So I attach to Horsey, next turn I can X-Speed out. This is why I put the X-Speed into this deck. Because a lot of times you need to attack as soon as possible, otherwise this loses momentum. You want to end games quick. Because with Gyarados, if you don't draw those cards that replenish your water-type Pokemon, you are in a really awkward position. And your opponents just sits there and laugh at you. Oh, you attach 2 energy to deal 20 damage with your Gyarados. How sweet. Okay, that's Skarm. Well, they do not expect the X-Speed, obviously. So now I can Rare Candy into my Kingdra and then go for the X-Speed to KO that normal Skarmory. I think they are pretty smart here to go for the Leaf Retreat. Because they know if they get off the Steel Wing first, they are pretty good against this particular deck. It's sad because I can also Sabrina to guarantee a hit onto that Skarm. But now I do KO the first Skarmory, and then I'll have to face the Skarmory EX. And note that X-Speed was so good here, because if I had to wait 1 more turn to attach to Pyukumuku and retreat it, then they would be able to use the Steel Wing already. So that's not what I want. I want to get as much damage off as possible. And then maybe next turn, if I can get a Gyarados going, then I can definitely do massive work there. So now let's see what's gonna happen. Okay, no more Pokemon. That is weird. But anyway. Oh, that red card might help us, because our hand is pretty dead. Okay, Fisherman Gyarados. Still not helping. But now that we top deck the new Magikarp, we could start setting up the Gyarados. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We also have 1 Horsey in hand. So I guess I can just go for the Storm Prison for now, to not let them retreat. And next turn, even if they heal up or go for something like a Jasmine, which is extremely crazy. If you don't know, Jasmine, after using it, your Steel-type Pokemon will take... Actually, not a Steel-type Pokemon. Your Steelix or your Skarmory EX will take minus 50 damage. So, it's crazy. But well, for now, I think we're all good. So efficiently, the Skarm has 100 health because it's minus 20 damage. So do not make that mistake here, guys. Do not attack in with your Kingdra. But of course, they don't know I have the Gyarados in hand. If I discard 2 Pokemon, it's still just 100. Minus 20 is... Oh, actually, it's enough. But anyway, we discard all 3 Pokemon, dealing 120 damage because of the Steel Wing minus 20. If you're fighting Skarmory EX, make sure you take that into account. Otherwise, you're gonna look very ridiculous. So there we go. This is how we get things done with this deck. Go for Kingdra early, do a ton of damage, and then late game, go for your massive hitter Gyarados to finish off the game. And now, let's move on to some of the next battles and see how Kingdra and Gyarados match up against the other opponents. So if you have enjoyed this deck, don't forget to slap the button so hard just like your parents used to slap you when you were a naughty kid. And sub the channel for free for more awesome Pokemon Pockets content. Now peace out.